my channel. Today I have a very special guest with me. I'm going to be talking to Yin, who is a raw chef from Malaysia, one of the up-and-coming raw vegan chefs. And I'm so excited to get chatting with her, to find out her story, how you came to be where you are right now, and maybe some tips and advice for people who want to pursue a similar path as well. Yeah? So, just to get started, just tell us a bit about yourself and your background, what you were doing before you became a raw vegan chef, and how you transitioned.
Okay, so I actually have a law degree, but I never practiced law.
Right.
Somehow I ended up in public relations. So I was in the corporate world doing corporate communications for 15 years. 10 years was with 3 different multinational companies. And then I quit my job after that because I just felt very unfulfilled. And I felt I was working really long hours but with no real purpose in life.
Yeah.
And also because I had paid up for my house. So I did not have strong financial commitments, so that gave me a bit of freedom to leave that corporate world. And then actually I had no idea what I wanted to do, but I thought I'll figure it out, and it took me some time to figure out what I really liked and what my passion was. So I did freelance writing, I did arts management, I helped my boyfriend with his music business. I'm still helping him with his music business as well right now. And then I also became a part-time design thinking coach. And then 2 years after I quit my corporate job, I discovered raw food. I stumbled upon this blog called This Rossum Vegan Life.
Oh, I know of that.
Yeah, Emily, right? And then I made her raw lasagna. I was mind blown. I thought like, wow, how can raw food taste so good and make me feel so good? And that's when I did more research about it. I found out about Matthew Kenny, and I enrolled in one course in 2015, and then he opened up the school in Thailand in 2016, and then I took 2 more courses. Initially it was just for my own personal journey. I just wanted to make better tasting raw food, because initially some of it tasted great, some of it us did not like it at all. So I just wanted to figure out how to make it better, how to make it more beautiful. And then I started posting on Instagram. And people started asking me to teach. Yeah.
That's incredible. So this sort of discovery of Emily's blog, of course, This Rossum Vegan Life, just led you down this path of kind of finding different ways to make delicious tasting raw vegan food, right?
Yes.
And so then it was from there that you were able to build something around it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you come across any challenges while you were doing that, or was it just a smooth transition?
There's a lot of challenges. I mean, because raw vegan food is such a new thing in Malaysia, and people didn't know what it was, so it's a long education process.
Right.
I mean, I'm still facing challenges every day, but I think I believe in it so much that I don't even think about letting it stop me. I'm just like, I love this food, I love how it tastes, I think I really love how it makes me feel. There's such a huge difference between eating cooked food and raw food. Yeah. And then and also because of all the health benefits that I've been gaining. I mean my eczema that I had for 30 over years has completely cleared.
Amazing. That's so cool.
And
so like one of the things that comes across when I go through your Instagram, because if you don't know, that's how we kind of know each other from Instagram.
That's right.
It's just the enthusiasm that you put behind the work that you share and the food that you share. So it's like really great to see that. And would you say that people in Malaysia now are starting to warm towards it? Are you starting to see more people become more interested in the lifestyle, for instance?
I think there is more interest now in terms of learning how to make it, I think they view it as a lot of people want to be healthier. Yeah, so they don't look at it as veganism. I think they just look at it as more like health.
Health.
Yeah,
Okay.
from a health point of view.
Yeah, it's similar
Yeah.
actually with what I'm doing with the vegan Nigerian. It's people tend to approach it more from the health angle than anything else. It's like, oh, how can I incorporate more healthy dishes into my diet? So that
That's
makes
right.
sense.
Yeah, because I noticed the audience that I attract is usually mothers who want to cook healthier food for their children and their husbands. Or the other thing is slightly older ladies who have they have some kind of health issue and they understand the relationship between food and health.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
those are usually
That's your main audience. That makes sense. Yeah.
because the younger ones, I think, they're not so worried about health and they all go to YouTube and learn how to make food anyway. So your channel will be perfect for that. But whereas the older ones, I think they really want to attend classes and learn about it.
Yeah. Did it take you a while to sort of discover who your audience is?
Yeah, it took me it took me a long time because initially I just wanted to teach what I'm passionate about. Then I found it was hard to fill up the classes.
Okay.
But I just kept testing, tried this, tried that, and then so now I see that everybody wants to learn how to make tempeh, which is not exactly raw.
No.
Because you need to cook the beans.
Yeah.
But it's still there's still a lot of probiotics in it, and if you eat it fresh, then there's still a lot of nutritional value. So that's great. Everybody wants to learn how to make raw vegan cheese, so that's
I'm not surprised at all. Yeah.
That's hugely popular. There's been a lot of requests for ice cream as well. I haven't done that for some time. And desserts.
Okay.
Desserts are hugely popular.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it sounds to me then that you've experimented, tried a lot of different things to see what works, what doesn't work. And so, in the midst of all this, you're building pretty much like your own personal food brand, you could say, right? I mean, because you go as Raw Chef Yin on Instagram, that's how people know you. So what are your thoughts then on sort of this whole idea of building a persona, building an online presence around what you do? Has it come naturally to you? Are you sort of like an introvert, extrovert, like in terms of self-promotion and getting yourself and your ideas out there?
Okay. So I think this is the second time someone's asking me about, a personal brand, and I'm like, what's a personal brand? It sounds very corporate and I'm trying to run away from the corporate world. And I think I just do what I'm most passionate about and what I truly believe in, and I think that just comes through and that shows. That's what it is.
It's not sort of like curated or
not really.
specially put together. It is just who you are.
But I do know that I make it a point to be on. So right now Instagram is like my favorite social media platform, so I do make sure that I have at least some daily posts, and I do post a lot on my Instagram stories and try to capture as much of what I'm doing as well, so that people, and Az was just telling me, he said that if people watch my Instagram stories, they know that I'm the real deal. I mean, when I'm back home, maybe not so much when I'm traveling, but when I'm back home and they see me in my kitchen, they know that I'm making raw food every single day, and that's what I'm eating, and that's what I really believe in, and that's just what I want to make all the time.
Absolutely. So I mean, you've done some pretty impressive things since you started being a raw food chef. You published a book, which we're going to talk about. It looks really beautiful, by the way. I'm going to put a link below for people to find it. I'm sure they can find it through your website.
Yes, that's right.
And so this is a Raw Vegan Delights Asian edition. And oh my gosh, this looks incredible. I'll just give you guys like a sneak preview. But definitely go check it out. So tell us about the book and the process of writing it.
So it's really interesting because I seem to be like the reluctant person. When people started asking me to teach, initially I said no, and then I started teaching and then I really got into it. And then, so for 2 years, people kept asking me to write the book, and I was like, no, I don't want to. I want to just make food, you know. I pull out my recipes online, it's up there. And then what happened was I applied for the MIT Beyond Food Bootcamp.
Okay.
And then I think out of 1,000 people, they select maybe, out of 1,000 who applied, they select about 50 people.
Wow.
And yeah, so all over the world, so I was one of them who got in. And then the tuition fee was really high. It was $6,000 for that program. So that's when I had to write my book, because it was part of my fundraising campaign. And then initially I just thought, you know, I'll just gather the recipes that I currently had and put it together. But then I was inspired to like, oh, maybe I can do this, and I can include this other recipe and this and that. So it became a lot. I think they were mainly new recipes. I think all of them were new recipes.
Okay.
And it's all Asian recipes that I have loved, you know, and that I have eaten. Because in my previous job, I did a lot of traveling as well. I covered the ASEAN region. So that's why there's Indonesian food, there's Thai, and these are all raw vegan versions. And I'm very proud of it because there's very few Asian raw vegan cookbooks out there.
I'm trying to even rack my brain to think if I know of any, and I don't think I do.
So yeah, Sayuri has one. I think so. I have bought in doing my research as well. I think I bought almost all the Asian raw vegan books out there. There's only 4 or 5 I think in the world. I mean, I have 4 of them, and then I think I didn't manage to get in Yoko's book from Sugar Iku. But that's basically it. Sayuri has some books as well, so I have her books as well. So I was very keen on, especially because I'm Malaysian, I was very keen on converting traditional Malaysian recipes into raw vegan.
Of course,
Malaysian.
representing, and doing something new that not many people are already doing. Yeah, so cool. So aside from the book, you've also done a Tedx Talk.
Yes, I have.
Okay, I need to hear everything about this. Like, how did you come across it? How did it happen?
I manifested it.
Did you actually? Okay.
Yes. So what happened was, my boyfriend is asked Samad. He's actually presented at TEDx before.
Right.
And I was like, I want to do that too. So I actually wrote it on my whiteboard, like speak at TEDx event, and then and I mentioned it to the TEDx organizers. I said, you know, if you ever want to get me in, I would love to speak. And 2 years after that, suddenly an email popped in saying like, dear Raw Chef Yin, we're organizing this. Would you like to be a speaker?
Seriously?
Please reply to our email. And I was like, yes.
2 years after you had just expressed the interest and put it out.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And also, and the other thing is because I'm not actually very comfortable as a public speaker. I mean, previously. Now I'm embracing it. I love it. But at that time, I wasn't. So I tried to accept as many public speaking opportunities as possible.
Oh, that's the way to do it.
And also that's why I also started doing Instagram stories, because then I just start talking to the camera all the time and regularly. So so I already started preparing myself
for the moment where it came.
Yeah,
it's so cool. Because I watched it, and you guys definitely have to go check it out. I'm gonna leave a link as well for that in the description below. But in the video, you talk about the transformative power of raw vegan food.
Yes.
Now, obviously, did they give you a lot of leeway to decide the topic, prepare the topic yourself, or did they have an idea of what they wanted you to speak about?
Yeah, so they had a theme which was magnetism. So I was trying to tie that in, like, you know, the how we are drawn to raw vegan food or colorful food and fresh food. I met up with the organizers twice. So the first time when we met up, they discussed it and they told me what the guidelines are and some ideas that they had, and then I had to send in the draft, and then there was another rehearsal session before that. So and then they gave more input as well, and then I had to redraft it, and then the day before there's another rehearsal. And you do it. I also I borrowed 2 books. One was by the person who founded Ted.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember his name right now. Yeah, but I borrowed that from the library, and then there was another one, Speak Like Ted. So those two books were really good as guidance as well. So I read through them, and then I drafted it and followed it. And then I also tested out the talk at one of the events. My student Gan was doing a burger workshop, so so I came in as her guest speaker, and
you were able to practice it beforehand.
Yes, yes.
So
many
times
of practicing. I wanted to do more public practice, but I didn't manage to incorporate that because I was traveling a lot as well. I was at the Bali Vegan Festival, I think it was Miri and all that. But I did at least do one public practice, and then the rest was recording it into my phone and then playing back, listening back, and then doing it again.
That's such a good method.
Yeah.
Reminds me of when I was at school as well. That was my way of revising, just hearing it over and over. Yeah. So the day comes when you're supposed to give this talk. How are you feeling?
I was really excited.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
I know I was practicing the night before as well, but I remember like when I was walking on stage, I was so excited.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, oh my god, this is my moment. This is the time I get to stand on this red circle carpet and stand here and tell the entire world about raw vegan food. So yeah.
And the audience was great because their reactions were just like so positive. Yeah, it was nice to see that.
Wow, people are applauding. Wow, they really like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So exciting. So that's just one of many exciting things you've done throughout your journey of being a raw vegan chef. So you've also done workshops, you mentioned. You do tempeh workshops, and you've gotten to travel for your work as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. What have been some of the most interesting things?
So last year I presented at the Bali Vegan Festival, and that's an international festival, so we have speakers coming in from all over the world, and the audience is also very international as well. So that one I did a raw vegan mooncake workshop because I wanted to do something special and something unique, because if you go for most workshops, especially festival workshops, they do bliss balls, they do raw vegan cheesecakes.
Yeah, that's standard.
Yeah, they the zoodles and all that, and I've seen so much of that, and it's like you say, it's standard. It's kind of like so I wanted something unique.
Okay.
So I did that, and then this year at the Perth Vegan Expo, I taught how to make Totoro onigiri. Yeah, raw vegan. And I realized that the organizer actually loves Totoro.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know whether
you just discovered by chance, so.
She has seen me twice at the Bali Vegan Festival. Okay. So after that, she asked me like, would I be open to coming for the Perth Vegan Expo? I'm like, yeah, sure.
Nice. So like it's like each thing you do just opens up a new door for the next thing that you do. Yeah,
that's right. And I wrote that on my board as well. Speak at international events.
Yeah. So guys, I mean, I believe in this stuff too, right? In putting out your dreams and your thoughts down on paper, so you can see it, so you can visualize it. And manifest it, right? Yes. It does work.
It does.
I'm sure there are some people out there who maybe want to change their career path as you did and go into the food world, maybe become a raw vegan chef specifically. Do you have any tips and advice for them? Like, what would you say are the key things you need to kind of do, I guess, in order to make that transition?
Maybe I should do a course on it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think they should educate themselves and seek out really good teachers so that they are fully equipped in terms of making the food, presenting the food. And I also think that they should also learn how to become a raw food teacher. So I trained at Matthew Kenny Culinary Academy on how to make food. But I also took Karen Nola's Raw Teacher Training course, which teaches you how to run courses and teach and how to impart that knowledge. So I think that's something that if they can equip themselves that way, I think that's really good. And I guess the other thing is also when you become like me, then you're an entrepreneur, right?
Yes.
So you need to figure out the business side and the marketing side of things as well, because if not you're not going to be able to fill up your classes and make this a career. And keep testing, I think, because things keep changing and it's so fluid now, so
absolutely.
So what might work 2-3 years ago may not work currently now, so I think
it's so important, I guess, going off of that, to stay connected to the community too, to see what's happening, what's going on, and how you yourself can bring value to what's happening in the moment.
That's what it is, because you need to always keep who you're serving in mind, because that's what's most important. That is what will resonate as well.
Definitely. Because it's that whole thing as well of, is this just a hobby, or is this something that you can turn into just your way of life, and something that can sustain you. Shouldn't be afraid of that.
So I think for me, I believe a lot in education, so I'm always listening to podcasts, watching YouTube videos, reading books, borrowing books, and then following people on Instagram. It's a lot of hard work, I feel, but it's very satisfying, and I think it's worth it. If it's something that you're truly passionate about, I am, but I don't know whether anybody wants to do what I'm doing, because it's pure hard work. It's a lot of hustle.
It's good that you say that, because some people may not know the hard work that goes into it, because sometimes you can scroll on social media and you see how people are doing, and you just imagine that, oh, it's simple, all they're doing is cooking the food they love and posting a picture of it, and that's the end of it. But there's so much that goes behind the scenes.
There's a lot of thought behind it. It's not just pretty pictures of food and glamorous pictures of taking pictures with the other media influencers.
Exactly. Okay, that's really good to hear. So, can you tell us a bit about the current projects you have going on, or what else is on your vision board, or what else would you like to do?
So this year, I would like to make more chocolates. So from the creative side, not from the business side. Because I bought a raw chocolate book, and I want to try out more recipes on that. And then I just took Amy Levine's raw masterclass, raw cakes masterclass. So I want to try out. I've learned more new techniques and more innovative ways and creative ways of making raw cakes. So I definitely want to test it out as well. From the business side, I'm thinking about maybe doing an online course. Because I've had a lot of requests from people all over the world going like, oh, we want to do this, we want to do that, but they're not in Kuala Lumpur, or they're not in a city where I'm traveling to. So that's something I should really look into, because
for sure, because I do get the sense that online courses are the way to go, really. If you are doing something like similar to what you're doing and you want to reach a wider audience, then the best way to do that is online these days.
And then once you make it, then you have a digital asset, then you can just
and it's so clever too. It just works for itself and over and over again. So that's something you're currently researching, I guess, looking into.
Yes, that's right. And I think it's time to write another book.
Do you know what theme it's going to have this time?
People are asking for desserts, so most probably I'll look into doing desserts. Maybe cheese as well, but definitely desserts, I think.
So, tell people where they can find you online. What are your social media handles?
Alright. So I'm at rawchefyin.com. That's my website. On Facebook is also Facebook. Look for Raw Chef Yin, RAWCHEFYIN. And on Instagram, I'm also Raw Chef Yin. YouTube as well. And Twitter. So I'm just Raw Chef Yin everywhere.
That's great.
It's easy.
You nailed it on each platform. Great. And I'll leave all the links down below as well, so you guys can check her out and go say hello. But thank you so much for being on my channel.
You're
It's been a
welcome.
really great chat. I'm sure a lot of people listening will take a lot away from it, will have a lot to ponder and think about, you know, especially if they want to start their own food journey in some way.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome. It was fun.